But we do have Heather with us for the first 15 to 20 minutes today. You there, Don? Heather. She's there.
I'm not so sure.
Nine?
I'm here.
What is nine? Oh, there she is.
There she is.
So, we know that you've been
I'm
busy.
here. Hi, everyone.
We're good.
Wait, is Mark on the call? Did you say hi to Mark?
Yeah,
Oh,
hi.
hi, Mark. I'm forgetting.
Yeah, hi.
That's for you,
Okay,
Mark.
Stuart.
Sorry. Good. Please continue.
Keeping it real.
You're all going very transformer on me, so I'm going to try to pick out what you guys are saying.
Okay, at the moment you're loud and clear. So I know we only have you for a few minutes. So before we actually get to Mark, do you want to go ahead and let everyone know what you've been working on the last few days? It's since we left last week. I know there's been a lot of work going on, both energetically and in practical terms. So.
What I can is discuss with you a work session Caleb and I had tonight, and in about 15 minutes we covered all the banking aspects, all the tools, because people have their value, they just don't know how to access it or use it or transfer it.
Mm-hmm. And
so we went through Project 13 is totally, that's Caleb's doing. So I stayed really out of it and really sat down for the first time, went through the apps I knew, I trusted, and was not disappointed at the fact that he knew what he was doing. And it's beautiful work. So we went through and just said, okay, there's many tools that can be used for people to access their value. And really the principles and the functions of how people access their value, transfer the value, deliver the value, it's all the same, except for it's directly between embodiment to embodiment. And anyone who wants to play or engage with you has to transparently come forward. In the old system, it wasn't like that. They can still participate. They just have to be very transparent, and you get to determine your choice. Do you want to play with them or not? Regarding, for instance, the former reported or purported BIS and all of their member banks, central banks, things like that, they still have a place that they can sit there. You got to determine whether you want to play with them or not. And they need to determine how they are willing to play with you, if at all. And if they make themselves irrelevant, they make themselves irrelevant. Everything was canceled, so really it's your choice to re-engage them, make them alive again, but not their system, just their entity. With these, every person, every embodiment throughout the universe is a bank. You hold your value. You're responsible for your value. You own your value. When you decide to transfer or receive or deliver value, it's between you and at least one other embodiment or more. But everything's transparent, and I love the server system. I haven't really sat down with Caleb about Project 13 other than, tidbits while everyone else was working. And I love how everyone's responsible for their own device. They have their own data, and his server really is just a transfer mechanism, because that's where the old systems really bogged down the actual value, was through distribution and representations. Now you get to choose what representations you're willing to play with or use or accept, or you can just go direct to energetics and work it that way. Either way, you're in charge. You're the boss of your value, and nobody else can infringe on that, invade that, or assert that. I really love the quote his friend had that he used on Project 13 website, which is self-governance in a digital age. I mean, that digital is just a tool, and you don't even need Project 13. You don't need any of this stuff to access your own value, but this is one tool that's there for you to do it. So here's the best part, is that because the principles are the same, only this time they're transparent how it functions, any of the former systems would actually be debunking anything and everything they've ever done up to date if they dishonor or do not recognize your value and your declaration. They would actually have to go in and rebut it. So everything's done. All the work is done. It's just a matter of you being able to access the value. And that's Project 13. I love where it sits. I love the VEX protocols. They resonate for me. It's just a matter of whether they resonate for any other embodiment. It's a perfect tool for me for right now. So that's where we are. I'm going to be setting the banking part we did in 15 minutes. It will take Caleb and the team that he's working with basically 3 days to adjust the apps for the banking part, but everyone has their own accounts. They're responsible for them, and there's a lot of value streams that people can be really creative about, and their investment streams and everything else. But it's all in each of your hands. That's what's beautiful about it. Nobody can tamper with it, and it all sits within that eternal essence. Even if you don't want, you don't believe in eternal essence filing or any of the filings, it doesn't matter. You can still run your value however you want to. They can't touch it, meaning they being those that want to commandeer it, steal it, usurp it, invade it. It's all over and done with. And so that's the updates I have for you. It'll take me this week to finish up basically the work with Caleb to get him what he needs, and then it takes me 3 days to add the things to the app. And July 1st will be the iPhone app launch. Windows is already out there. We're just waiting for Microsoft to go in and put it on in their app store. And his desktop is flying. He's almost got it done. He's working through that very, very quickly, which is great because that's the one that I have to use since I don't have an iPhone or a Microsoft phone. And that's it.
All right. Well, do you mind if I just open it up to questions from, firstly, maybe Chris?